If we came to a point, right, where the world is ending, you're saying that what would happen to the religious people? Would they throw religion out the window, or will they act how they're supposed to act during that apocalypse time? Huh? But the reality is that everybody is not throwing the religion out the window. It's just doing what's necessary. People will still pray. People will still worship God. People will still do everything, but they will just kill if they have to in defense. It wouldn't make it right to be on offense, on only defense. That's why when you watch like The Walking Dead, sometimes there's people who run into a group of supplies, and they just people want to take them, and other people are like, this ain't right. That's somebody's supplies, and who knows, they might be coming back for it. And they'll be like, we'll wait for it or whatever. We'll wait.
It's because when you come across some people in that world who have no like morality to them, like they don't give a fuck. Like they'll do anything just because out of pleasure. When you come across those type of people, it seems like they'll flourish. Those type of people in that type of environment where it's lawless, you do whatever the fuck you want. It seems like they'll flourish. And the people who have
not really, because it also takes intelligence. If you're somebody who's just gonna wild the fuck out, you're gonna die. Yeah, let's go kill everybody, fucking run, you're gonna die. Shit gotta be strategic, tactical, and violent. It's a mix. You know, it's like the thing of like to get somebody
Keen, like Kent, what is it called? Keen, the dude with the bat. What was his name?
Fuck, I know what you're talking about.
It's Keaton.
Negan. Yeah. It shit gotta be like if somebody killed one of your family members, the dumb move to do would be to get them right now, because then it would be a lot easier to shit come to you, right? But if you wait, you plan out, think, which makes it even worse in the crime shit, because it's premeditated.
Yeah.
But that's the only way to do it. If you don't premeditate it, then you're gonna get caught. Then you're a dummy. But when you do that, it's more time. But at that time, when you're doing something that extreme,
I mean, how much more is it going to be, though? Murder's murder. Even premeditated murder, how much more are you going to really get? It's 25 to life regardless, isn't it?
Yeah. I think like if the apocalypse hit for reals, I think we would have a hard time because of our little brother. Because how would we get around? If the shit just dropped right now, like the only thing, what would we do? Would we board this shit up? Our home right now? We would have to, right? But then where would the people go? The people in the neighborhood will what? For sure the people will start scavenging. Some people would leave because they would go see their family members or whatever. They would try to get close to them. But what would we do? We would hunker down. While everybody's leaving, we're hunkering down. Because we got everybody here. It would just be like, it would take a lot of planning, and it would be hella hard, to the point where I think it would be impossible to not make a bad mistake. And some of us will fall. For sure. There's no way. And it would be like, and for sure, like trying to keep Alex good would be like the hardest thing. Because if we came to a time where we needed to run, it would be a time where like we got into so much shit that it was just like, will we die here all together? We would come to that time period because we'd be like, we can't run. It's too risky. So all we got to do is hold this position and take it to the death. That's it.
And it's just because the winter here is winter. And with no electricity, you better have firewood. And okay, or there's good enough trees here. There's enough trees to last us a while. But everything would be the physicality of actually surviving. I think we have it. It's just the unknowing of how
people would react around us. Because if everybody was like civil and calm, which I think it would be in the beginning.
First. Yeah.
And that's why the beginning is the most important part. Because the beginning, people will still be nice to each other. Because people would say, like, depending on what caused it, people would have hope that it would be fixed. So people were still like out for each other. But when that stomach starts growling, that's when motherfuckers start becoming violent, where they start going into other motherfuckers' houses for food and scavenging for water and shit.
Yeah, we would have to might move though.
Where would we go?
Somewhere warm.
But that's a look at the time difference. To get to somewhere warm is what? At least like 16 hours. Right? To where it's like warm all the time. And by the time you get to there, don't you think the traffic would be piled up?
Yeah, and nobody would. It seems like everybody would want to go somewhere warm because winters would be here, would be hard. So
and it seems like if you'd go, it seems like if we took the freeway, we would eventually get stuck on there. And then we would have to abandon the car and go on foot.
Yeah, I think maybe staying where it's cold would be probably the best thing. Because there wouldn't be as many people outside. In the cold.
You think more people
will be wandering more in the summer. Any places that's hot year round, they'd be outside at nighttime.
There would be less numbers here, you think?
Yeah.
Because people would die.
They would not be willing to fuck with the cold.
And people would die.
Yeah.
From the cold.
Yeah, but so long as if you prepared yourself for winter, have a good amount of firewood, kept that shit all inside, and so it's dry and shit, and you can actually heat it, and you'd be good. You go through a lot of firewood though, because throughout the winter,
there's a lot of wood here. The only thing is that's like you can't trust people. I wouldn't be able to trust nobody, especially because there's so much at stake. You would have to become a killer. You have to. It's not a choice. You're going to have to kill. There's no evading that. You're eventually going to have to kill somebody. It just is what it is.
I know. And it would suck. It would suck because it just
especially in a situation like, say, me and you, we go out to look for food or something, and then we go, right? We get the food, and then we come back, and then we go again, and then somebody has been watching us the whole time to see what the fuck we were doing. And then they can name the house we're at. They're like, we seen you've been running supplies from here to here. Like, what's in that house? And there's a bunch of people there. So you got to have food in there. So when you have somebody like that and you get the upper hand on them, you can't let them go. It's like a rat or like a squirrel. Right? Don't they say like, if a squirrel gets in your house or like a raccoon or something, you got to kill it because now it knows its way in. It's the same way. Like, you got to kill them.
You would have to kill anyone who knew where you live.
Yeah.
Especially.
And then it would be different because it would be like, if you had them, if you got the up on them, right? Like you say you had them tied up or something, you would have to kill them with a knife. We ain't wasting bullets.
Even if you have a shit ton?
Well, if you have a shit ton, then you'll waste the bullet. But I'm saying, like, if we don't, I mean, in the beginning, we're not gonna waste nothing if we don't have to. So we'd have to stab them. That's what I'm saying. She would get real, and I think a lot of people wouldn't be able to survive, including some of our family members. And it'd be crazy though. That shit would really be crazy. Shit went down like that.
Yeah, because it'll fuck you up.
It'd fuck everybody up.
Yeah,
and it would be like, we can survive for how long? How long
is it worth it?
Especially with somebody disabled.
Yeah.
Like, we can keep them alive, but the question is how long? How long can we keep them alive? And it would be a tough ass shit. That's what we were saying. Like, it would be hella tough. And it's hard when you think of shit like that. It's hard to imagine, huh? Because if Alex was good, we'd be monsters out here.
Yeah.
In the apocalypse, 3 of us, monsters. But just me and you, having to watch over him.
That's because you'd be worried all the damn time.
Because we would have to leave him. Or either we would have to leave him with somebody we trust, or we would only have to go out by ourselves. Take shifts and shit.
I know. And then it's hella mental. Like straining on your head. Because you not only do you have to do all this brutal shit if time comes, but you also have to you got to train yourself to be on alert. You no longer trust nobody. Your sleep schedule is crazy because you're guarding shit all damn time, and to live like that forever, just forever. That just
seems like you get tired eventually, huh?
Yeah, and with no access to like medication for anything.
The only way to really survive is to build a community on some Walking Dead shit. That's the only way. A community that you would have to bring in the bitch motherfuckers. Like, because the bitch motherfuckers are less dangerous, who just want to live normal, right? Like, you know how in The Walking Dead people don't have guns in the little Alexandra or whatever it's called. They don't have guns, but they help out. They do work. They plant shit. They bring food. So you'd have to have people like that to keep it. They can watch out, so they could take turns. So you have to get people like that. You need all types of people. I think if you don't have people, you die. Eventually, you're gonna die.
People are gonna join forces. You can't fuck up 15 motherfuckers. It's too many people, and then just you by yourself. It's too many people.
And then depending on what type of guns you have.
But I think so. I don't know. I feel like we do good for the first like year or two, and then who knows?
I don't think we would all die though. We would just start falling. But eventually there'll be at least either one motherfucker still out here, or a good like 2 or 3.
Yeah, I don't know. Reading that book had me thinking about shit like that, about how shit was, because everything was explained so perfectly, and the planning that shit people went through, and you start thinking like, oh well, I mean, it's not out of this world impossible, because I think like if you look at just history, where 50 years ago people didn't take hot showers. That's so new. And now everyone just thinks that this is just the way life is, and the way life is always gonna be. And shit can change like that.
In a second, and then you lose everything.
And we're fucking back to, okay, who knows how to work with their hands? Who knows how to? The internet doesn't matter. None of that shit matters. It's like, oh, are you?
Who's gonna know? Who knows how to hunt? It'd be like, who knows how to hunt? And then to know what to gut to eat the fucking animal the right way.
Gut them, cook them, and do all that shit. And then nowadays we have entertainment like a motherfucker. Yeah, crazy.
People would die from that. Like
if you
people would be like, people would kill themselves
because they're so bored.
No, because they would be like, this isn't life. A lot of people would die around them, and then they would kill themselves out of fear, or they would kill themselves because they don't want to deal with it no more. It happens all the time. People do it right now.
Life is hella good right now. Like if you look at all the perks we have right now,
life is always good.
Hella crazy good. People were like, I mean, sure, people are still starving around the world, but certain countries have crazy access to food. So much much
that we're wasteful, throwing shit away.
You're eating too much.
Yeah, you're hella fat.
You're eating too much. And you have access to different, it's not even just food, but you have different nationality food. Like you can go get whatever the fuck you want here in the same city. If you feel like Chinese, Mexican.
But that's why America's too tight though. Because we have everybody here.
I know.
You can get everything. Like in Mexico, you can't get good ass like
burgers.
Maybe you could get something. You get burgers. I don't know. I haven't tried burgers there. I'm pretty sure somebody makes them good. But I'm saying there's something maybe like Texas barbecue or some shit. I don't know. Something that other people, maybe like fried ass chicken. Like the best fried chicken is always made by like a black person.
What about Korean?
Right? Koreans always make like what?
The Korean fried chicken.
I would say it's a competition.
Mm.
But when I think fried chicken, I think like a black person knows how to make it the best. But Koreans make good ass fried chicken too. Them motherfuckers got a secret recipe.
It's got to be spicy. Spice is like a different thing. People who don't eat spicy food, I don't understand. I mean, if you have like if you have a thing where like it's bad for your body, where like you makes you feel shitty, or like you throw up, or it make heartburn or whatever, okay, I understand. But if you don't like spicy food just because it's like spicy, you're like, it's too hot. It makes me sweat. Like, bro, you're missing out. Hella bad.
But people don't find that enjoyable.
I don't understand.
To me, it makes everything more better. I want chile with everything.
Yeah, everything. And then I want it to be spicy enough so that it's it's hot,
Yeah.
but you're
for
like
some reason
still
that
hella
adds
good.
flavor.
Yeah, your
It does better.
Your
Because when you
mocos,
ever taste some like just normal shit, it doesn't taste that good.
nah, some bland ass chile.
Everything tastes better with chile. Like
Yeah.
tacos are good on their own, but if you put chile on that motherfucker and the chile's hella good, it enhancing it to the next level.
Yeah,
It's just a whole different thing.
and people eat it dry. People eat hot dogs dry.
I mean,
They're
I guess-
animals, huh?
Do you think so?
Yeah, they're animals. Don't understand how you eat a dry hot dog or a wiener. Don't understand. Like in Chile, you need to put it on everything because it makes it 10 times better.
Yeah, I think most people. I think like most people don't like chile. I think it's like it's still I think it's growing though. Chile
Spice.
lovers, yeah, it's growing.
I was watching at Chelly's place, and people are not afraid to grab her sauce, her chile, and put it on anything. The chips, they put it on the tortilla by themselves.
Because it's not hot.
And I'm like, but they're tasting it, and they put both of them. And I'm like, damn,
They mix both of them?
they'll put both of them on a chip,
Oh.
and they'll eat it like that. I guess to taste it to see what it tastes like. But I think the best chile I've ever had was probably the Griense as far as like flavor and spice. Because I remember the quesadillas and the burritos.
Yeah.
Fuck, those bitches were good.
The best chile I ever tasted was in Mexico. Yeah, even the tortilla, it was homemade and everything. They made it right there.
By hand?
Yeah. It was good, super thin. And then they just give you the tacos like with nothing on it. Where I went. And then there's a whole side thing where they have the everything right there.
The carne and everything?
No. They give you the carne and the taco.
Oh.
So it's just plain. Then you can go get whatever you want to add to it.
There's something about adding your own shit to shit that's tight.
Like a buffet or something?
Just like when you have tacos or hot dogs and you go, or like fruit, like you know how people have like a salad bar or whatever it's called. You make your own shit. Something about like making your own shit, but you make it exactly how you want it, as much as whatever you want. If you want extra cheese, if you want extra whatever, it's like it's not. You know, some places you go to, they're hella stingy with certain shit.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd be like, put a little bit more on that shit. Yeah. So it just, I don't know. So it's just good. And I remember remember the Griense had a restaurant on Sutter Street, like over there? Do you remember that restaurant? Well, that restaurant, you would get up and you had if you wanted extra chile on it, they had the chile, they had the jalapenos, they had the cilantro, cebolla, and all that. The limes, they had everything in a little thing where you just went up and you grabbed extra if you wanted some little cups and shit. And I think that's what you're supposed to do it when you extra shit, extra.
Yeah. I think tacos is probably one of the best foods I've ever ate. It's like way top tier. Like and every time I eat a good one, I get reminded of like, oh yeah, this is probably like, it might be number one.
The whole wide world. If somebody was like, oh, you can no longer eat tacos never in your whole rest of your life, but for money, is there a number?
Well, there's a number for everything. So I'm not addicted to them, but I love them.
That shit would be hella sucky though.
I think when you say about the apocalypse shit, it makes me think like for some people, like that's like their worst fear maybe, or people have phobias or things that they're hella scared of, but that are not gonna happen, right? Like the chances of something like that happening is very, very, very slim. But when I think of my worst fear, it's guaranteed to happen, and that's like losing my parents. Because then I'm like, and it's not like, I think a lot of people fear that. That's a normal thing, but I have a different reason, because it's only for our little brother. Because the quality of that, I think shit's gonna come so much on our plate. And I know we're going to tackle it as best as we can, but it's not going to be my mom level. So I'm like, so once we lose them, that's what's scary to me. If we were just normal, if my little brother was fine, then I would still obviously care. But if I could compare it, I wouldn't be nowhere near the same. because I could tolerate pain, right? And then especially when you boil it down, like it's just a part of life. It's gonna happen. But when it comes to our circumstances, I'm like, damn, this shit's gonna be rough.
And I know 100%. Like, it's hard to really explain it. It's hard to really explain it in a way where people will understand, because nobody knows day to day, and unless you live it. So if they're no longer here, it seems like the quality of life for him will come down slightly, because there's no longer 8 eyes on him. It's only 4. So, okay, now the same amount of work, we need to still try to do the same amount of work with 2 bodies instead of 4. And it's gonna be hard, and he's gonna feel it. But
I don't think he's gonna feel it as far as like it's gonna be that bad on him. I just think we're gonna come to it's gonna be hard to make decisions when it comes to his health. Whenever we go to the doctors and the doctor's recommending us something, it's gonna be hard to know that in my head, like, yeah, I'm going the right choice. When I go now, I just look to my mom. What do you want to do? He says this and says this. What do you want to do? She'll say, oh, he wants to change his medicine to this. What do you think? Like, I have no view there because I know I don't know shit. Mom already knows. Mom will say this and this and this. Now we're not doing that because of this. Oh, okay. But once we don't have that, now I have to use my own head. And then especially because I don't have the mind to go to doctors. And like, I don't remember doctors' names. I don't have none of that. Like, it's going to the doctor is like the worst thing for me. I don't have the patience to sit there, none of that. So I think it's going to be hard.
You think that's everyone
that doesn't like going to the doctor?
Yeah, because
I'm pretty sure.
Like, it seems like going to the doctor, going to the dentist, going to get your eye exam. It seems...
But it's like, I think us is on another level though. Well, me. Because I don't just go to the doctor for me. I'm going to the doctor for me, my little brother, my dad, my mom. Because people need translators.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm seeing the doctor all the time. But it's always worse. It's always worse when I'm seeing the doctor for me. For some odd reason. Like, if I'm going to see a doctor for my little brother, for some reason, my brain just processes that differently. Because I know it's not me. I don't have to deal with him for some reason. Like, not with my problems. It's like, oh, let's keep up. It's just focuses on him, not me. And for some reason, I find that better than having to focus on me.
Can't remember the last time I went to the doctor. Been a long time.
You probably gotta go.
Probably like 3 years or something like that.
You don't have a primary care doctor?
Well, I did, but I'm not no more, probably. I don't know how that works. I don't know. It's gonna be hard, but ni modo. Can't do shit about it. I used to think heavily, like, oh, it'd be nice. It would be nice, but it'd be best for him if he went like before everybody. It'd be best. And then it seems fucked up to be thinking like that. But it's because I know that it'd be his quality of life will never diminish so long as he's the first one to leave.
But I don't think his thing would go that far.
Yeah, but it's because as he gets older, he's gonna have knee problems. He's gonna have, like, everything's gonna be a problem because everything, as you get older, everything starts fucking breaking down. Everything. And
yeah, but how old are you talking? Are you talking about in his 60s? Are you talking about, what are you talking?
I think he's gonna start having issues at 30, 40 years old.
So we got 10, 20 years left.
Yeah, he's start getting.
We probably got 10 more years. He's in his prime right now.
I know.
He's in his prime right now.
That's why he's fucking...
So he got like 10 to 15 years before he starts slowing down. But 35 is still young, though.
I know. But,
still young. Like, he seems like he'll still be strong. It seems like he'll still be strong as heck. It seems, when we get to like 45.
It's because...
But first thing, if Alex even gets to go that far, it shows hella good. We done hella good. Because remember when they told us that he wouldn't live past 12? He's 21.
I know. And they always say, like, oh, he needs to cut down on this because he's a little too big and you need to cut him down.
Well, no, they always say he's the most healthiest kid that they've seen. With his condition.
He's not huge.
They say that the whole thing, they say that, well, they told mom that he would never be able to, he would just be in the bed all day. and he crawls around. He's mobile and everything. He's done everything people said he couldn't do. The only thing they were right on is he didn't walk. But he can't have everything.
It's just, it would have been tighter. I mean, it would have been good if he could at least communicate, huh?
Because if he could communicate, then he can walk.
If he could communicate,
because if he can understand,
yeah.
then we can tell him. Then he would feel that guilt when we talk shit to him.
Yeah, because he just doesn't want to put no effort in if you don't have to.
Yeah, because he doesn't understand that it's for his best. It's best for him. That's why. So if he understood that when we told him, he wouldn't get upset. And he still view it as a chore, like, damn, it sucks. But I would just say, just get it over with. Just get it over with.
Yeah, and he'd be able to tell us, hey, I'm craving this.
Yeah.
I'm craving that. Or, hey, I want to do this today.
Yeah, we'd be able to plan shit.
Yeah. And now he's just like, we just feed him whatever we eat. And then there's no, he just eats it.
But maybe in his head, he don't care. Mom told me that, like, don't stress. Mom told me don't stress over it because in his head, he has his world is like hella good. He doesn't know.
He's missing out on?
Yeah, he doesn't know. He doesn't understand like fully. So we're like, he's never looking at somebody like, why is they walking and I'm not?
But
so that helps a little bit, but it's like, I think like you said, you have to live this shit, and people don't understand. People would never understand this shit. People are quick to that's what I don't like about humans. Is that when shit gets tough, people run away. Nobody got nuts and shit. When shit gets rough, it's always, nah, fuck that. I gotta do what's right for me. And then you got other motherfuckers, hell yeah, you deserve that. And I understand that, right? It's good for your health. You should take care of your mental health. I get it. But that shows you have a lower capacity of love. Right?
You think
because that shows that. Because I'm like, fuck me.
Oh, yeah.
Destroy me at the cause of him. And like Jesus said, what's a better act of love than to giving your life for your friends? Jesus said that. You won't even lay that's how I know it'd be like, you wouldn't even lay your life down for me then. If you can't deal with some hassles. Because it's tough. And your mental health, fuck that. That's bitch shit.
Yeah, it's because it's a cop-out. They say, oh, I can't do this because it's doing too much damage to me. Or,
yeah, I know, but and people would be like, take care of you first.
Yeah.
I understand that too, because a lot of people can't. It's like they crack under pressure. But pressure makes diamonds too. So it's like, does it? Okay, I had to fact check it. I might fucked up right there. But I'm like, that you have to be able to take that shit. You have to. That's what I'm saying. So if you're willing to bounce or run or put your dad in a home, and I understand if like you just can't, you got to work all day and you're like, fuck, I can't. I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking to the people who are fully capable of taking care of their dad. Have all the resources, the money, everything, and say, nah, fuck that. Y'all take care of them. I'll just visit them once a week.
Yeah,
and bring them some lunch.
Yeah, because it's gonna be too much work, and I'm gonna have to do extra work. Like I can do it, but it's gonna be more work for me, and I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I don't want to do that shit.
Yeah,
that's why they
just pay somebody to do it.
They tell mom all the time. They tell her, how are you handling this? You need help? You want us to bring in some people? We can help you. Like we can bring people into where they come into your house and they help you. And we're like, nah, we got it. And they're like, okay, but if you ever change your mind, like, let us know, because we know. Like, because they would ask us, they would ask my mom, how you, because they don't know the situation at home. So they're saying, how is he being taken care of? How are you handling that? They ask my mom that. And it's all family run.
It's because he's heavy, 140 pounds. And it's like, weighs more than my mom. So they're like, okay, how is it possible that you can, change them and
yeah, and that's probably because they're so used to people coming in. Whenever somebody does come in with somebody like that, but they're handling the shit themselves. Because people run.
And now, imagine that. Imagine there's people doing it. I already know. There's people who say who have that freaking unlimited love, and for their kid, that they're like, no, I'm taking care of them by myself if I have to.
Yeah, there is. There's a lot of people. There's people who. That's why I say we got it good. There's people who got it worse. I always remind myself that. There's people, just stop bitching. People got it worse. And then when you see it actually, then you're like, oh shit, like people really got it worse. When you see somebody who can't even move and he's just in the bed all day, 24/7 on machines and stuff, feeding them, he won't even move his head. They're feeding, he can't even eat solid foods. He got to have everything liquidized. That's rough. So it's like, I mean, it's just your cards, right? That's what I'm saying. To me, it's like when you get those cards to throw them away, now those were you meant to play. Those were handed to you. Stop bitching. Huh.
Yeah, and Alex, you can tell he be enjoying his life. When he be, even though it's like very limited, but still, whenever he sees a new remote or a new television to fuck with, you could tell he gets hella hype.
Well, it's crazy because he finds fun in things we don't. He figures out fun for him. And even though we don't understand it, if it's fun for him, it's fun for him.
Yeah, I think when I think of that, like you said, we have hella good. He at least he can eat fine. Yeah, he can drink good. If he doesn't want nothing, he'll let you know. He can communicate enough so we understand that he wants something or he doesn't want something. If he wants to get up and leave, he'll get up and leave.
Yeah. He does whatever. He's mobile.
So it's like, yeah, it's not that bad.
That's what I was thinking too. I was thinking because I'm like the good thing is that he doesn't have any problems with sleeping and eating. A lot of people have eating disorders who don't eat, who have on top of what they already have. A lot of people can't sleep. He sleeps like a normal person. You don't have to worry about nothing. He sleeps. He sleeps like nothing. He sleeps early.
Hella good. He be passing out like 9, getting up at like 6, 7.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I mess with him. I tell him he's never missed an hour of sleep in his life.
I know. And
at all times, even if he does, for some odd reason, he can just take a nap whenever he wants.
Wherever he wants.
He has the option to do whatever he wants.
And he don't give a fuck about money. He don't give a fuck about...
You give him 100, he'll throw that shit back at you. He don't care about that shit.
He don't give a fuck about money. He don't give a fuck about what's going on in the world.
He don't care about shit.
He don't even think about when my next food's coming. Yeah. He just knows it's gonna be there.
He just knows it's gonna come.
Yeah, he don't know. He would just go sit down when he's hungry. He's ready to eat. He don't know what the fuck it's gonna be, but he's gonna eat it. He's gonna be happy.
Yeah.
So that's tight that he's not picky. He's not allergic to shit. We don't have to like baby him on like, we do a little bit on like, so it's not so hard to chew, but it's like he can enjoy like damn near whatever. And he'll eat it. He won't complain. He'll just eat it.
Yeah.
And you could tell if he don't like something because he'll spit it out. But
you could tell too because if he doesn't like particularly like this meal, because he just won't eat much of it. Eventually he'll just say no.
And he'll request more if you're like slacking.
If it's good, he'll tell you like, hey, motherfucker.
Yeah. And in the coffee in the morning, he fucks with coffee and pan and shit. So I don't know. I feel like for his condition,
for what he has, he's living the best life you can live. He's already at the top tier.
He hit it good.
He got it the best.
He hit it good because like, there's 4 motherfuckers who won't. There's no way they will ever leave him. And
that's what I'm saying.
Give it up to somebody else to take care of him.
That's another thing why I say like, how lucky did we get that we have 2, not 2, we have 4. 4 people. And I understand, I don't count my mom and my dad usually because they're the parents. But I'm saying just me and you have 2 that think the same way. Oh, destroy me, who cares?
Yeah.
As long as it's easier for him.
People don't like when we say that though. When they're like, because I'd say multiple times, like, I'll die sad. I'll die sad so long as he's good. And I would die. At the same time, I'd be happy. Like, even though I'm sad, somehow I'll be sad. Whatever that entails,
But I don't even think I'd be sad. I used to think that when I was younger, I'm like, I don't care. I don't care if depression hits me or whatever type of disease, whatever hits me, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't care if it destroys me. But then I realized that like happiness is not, it's a choice. And it's perspective. Because if you're like, I'm gonna be happy when I have this, you're never gonna be happy. Happiness is not something that you pick like that, like a date or something in the future. I'll be happy next year. That doesn't work like that. Because the next year will come and then you're like, it's not here. This is not a delivery. Like it's not gonna knock on your door.
That's why I be telling everybody I'm hella happy.
It's every day you wake up with a good mentality in your head.
Yeah, you do wake up sometimes like, shit, I don't want to wake up. But that's nothing. Like that's just me being lazy, like not getting enough sleep and shit. But every day when I be working, I'm like even if I have to do this till I die, it's a good life. Working every day, like even though I like, who wants to work every day? Nobody does. But like even if I had to work every day and then I died, till I die, like bruh, like I have access to unlimited food every day.
Yeah.
Like who cares? Okay, I worked for the rest of my life. Yeah, people are like, yeah, you didn't get to freaking live luxurious and flying jets or experience different countries or a shit ton of countries. But who cares? Like, hey, I'm fucking happy just working a 9 to 5. Like I don't want to do it.
But I think as you go though, we always get better. Life gets better as time goes on. And that's how it should be. Because you learn, you make adjustments, you learn from your mistakes. Oh shit, that was a bad move. And as you go on, life gets better and better and better. So there's no way it will stay here. But the fact that you can look at it and say, I'm willing to stay here forever
and die
and
here.
Be good,
and be fine.
Then that's a good ass mentality to have. Because that's what I'm saying. Be happy in the now. Don't look in the future to be happy. Because or relying on something else to bring you happiness. Happiness got to be within yourself.
It's because I think it might be easier for us because we have family and everybody gets along, and like everybody is open-minded, and we could talk to each other and resolve everything. And it's like it's nice to have somebody to like kind of like back up. Like you have somebody to fall on if you fuck up or something. It's like you don't feel alone. And I think feeling alone, I think that would probably be hard. Cause how are you happy when you're alone?
You can be happy.
And be alone.
It does make
it maybe a little harder though.
It does make it harder. But having Alex is the reminder though. Like I think if we didn't have Alex, we wouldn't be as smart as we are.
Because it sets perspective. And it's constantly every day. Like
you see it every day.
Every day. Boom, boom, boom.
So what am I tripping about?
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to the AB podcast. You can follow us in the links below. All our social medias are linked there. If you want to buy some merch, the merch that we're usually wearing in the podcast, you can buy it as well. The link will be below.